Last we left off, you all poofed into Haven.
Well, Adel is going to put the onyx in her pocket and is going to start making her way over to Zazel's, I don't know what it's called. Keep? Fortress? Mansion?
Palace?
Fancy house?
All of the above plus more.
Really, you guys really desperately want her to be a queen of some sort, and I don't understand why.
I don't
What?
know about a queen. It's just like she's a leader or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Ruler.
we don't know the official title.
No George, no Otto, no Hoppy, which means...
Which means it's only just the 12 of us.
What?
Hmm?
I don't know. I thought I heard a trumpet or something.
Sounded like a
Hey,
wind to me.
snorted.
Well,
You all are let in after some redeemed allow you passage, not attempting to stop you this time. Hi, Mr. Man.
Now I am Tataro.
He responds to people's voices, so
Hello, cat. Now.
he can't hear you because of my headset, but every time I reply, it detracts him.
Oh, okay.
I was going to walk forward and stop right there.
As you approach, you see her eyes are half lidded. She looks a little tired.
Are you okay, Azazel?
I am well, merely tired.
Were you the one that summoned... She gestures backwards. The Angel of Death?
Correct.
I see. Well, she will take out the onyx and place it, well, hold it with a mage hand and offer it to her. George said I should give this to you.
He holds her hand out.
She'll place it in her hand.
Billy will look it over for a minute, it beginning to glow as it rests between her fingers before she nods and slowly closes her hand over it, it seemingly disappearing.
Good.
Careful, that shit's real evil.
Yes.
I would not call it evil, personally. It is merely a tool. It's the intentions of the tool that is evil.
Oh, okay. So it's a instrument of evil when in the hands of someone evil. Explain a lot.
It is no more evil than the hammer you wield, or the fire Adelstar Day shoots from her fingers.
That's a fair point.
Oh hey, the music stopped.
I forgot to make it repeat.
Do the looping. Loop de loop and pull.
So, did you have anything you wanted to ask us, given the situation that occurred?
No.
Alright.
Personally, I don't know why you decided to cause that much trouble within a city, but I assume you had your reasons.
We did. I'll be on my way. Then Hale will start heading towards the exit. These two will look to the others, seeing if they had anything they wanted to say towards Hazel. If not, she's heading off too.
What Rube kind of does is, like later, kind of mock salute, and just leaves. And LV will turn, walk away.
You all will leave the doors closed behind you as you exit. As you look upon the city, which continues to function as normal.
Alright. Adel's going to turn some of her spell slots into, most of her in one spell slots into sorcerer points and back into level 2 spell slots, and then it's going to send a sending to her father asking, "Are you alright? Were you able to find the child?"
Your reply is, "No, I'm not all right. I have left arm and leg." This is all you get as the response.
Father, please. I'm really not in the mood for jokes. Just answer me truthfully.
You get a reply that is, "You are no fun, but yes."
Oh, that was her last spell slot. So, Elle is going to start heading over to the inn because she needs to sleep. And she is very, very tired.
All the while, Jubilee's been staying very close to Adel this whole time.
I have to figure out which one I was using. It's this one.
As we're walking, LV will pipe up from behind Adel and just say, at your earliest convenience, I would like to gather the group, as I have a few things that I need to say.
Alright.
You can have your rest. I am sure we are all tired, but this is as urgent as we can be.
Well, upon arriving, Adel will just take a seat. Gesture for Gloomhalla to do as well.
Oh, are we doing this now?
That is up to you.
I had assumed you wished for rest.
That is for you to decide if we do it now or we do it later.
Well, it appears we don't have our entire group with us. Are George and Otto, are they still here? Kind of just walking?
They, technically speaking, George would not be Ottle's in his room, because I have to find a reason for them not to be here.
Okay.
But Jay did say that George went to his personal room and
Okay.
left y'all for at the time.
Got it. I believe it would be most beneficial if everyone were here to listen, including George and Otto. However, I also do not want this to stagnate, so I am at a bit of a conundrum.
DM says go for it because that's going to be a week from now if you wait.
Very well.
And a week from now, I won't be here, so...
Oh, great. Shit. Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
I mentioned this ahead of time, so...
I know, I forgot about it. I'm sorry. I have memory of a wet sponge. I'm sorry. LV will take a deep sigh and then look to Adel Sarday and the rest of the group. And you've seen her eyes before. They're usually very distant and calm. If it was possible for eyes to have negative emotion, that would be what LV is looking like right now. Like, receded to the point of going backwards. I would like to propose a small challenge for all of you, if that is all right with the rest of you.
Very well.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to give me a reason why I shouldn't walk out that door right now.
And do what?
Return home.
It'll pause for a brief moment, then we'll lean forward. Well, that is going to require more information. You need to tell us what's caused this.
And I will. Do not worry. Where shall I begin? Well, it started with some undoubtedly harmless pranks from her goblins that incessantly followed me and poked me with a stick until I snapped and began to, well, for lack of a better term, lose my shit in an attempt to get them to stop touching me. And I would have been fine if you had just that. And it reminded me of my younger self, as I had mentioned to Jubilee earlier. A self that was jovial and playful and quite the troublemaker. But as time went on, more things continued to happen. We met Thaniel, and he showed me a glimpse of what would happen if I were to recede deeper into my lack of feeling, pushing them down further, and I saw what would happen if I went too far and became completely, I guess we should say, devoid of any sort of emotion. And that scared me for a moment. And that made me resolve to try and show more emotion and be more open to all of you. However, then, as if fate would have it, the pendulum swung in the other direction with a series of events, such as the dungeon of that we later found out to be a place of worship for a certain someone who I shouldn't name. And it was infuriating to the point of even causing Hubert to be angered and stressed. So you can only imagine what would happen to, or what had happened to the rest of our psyches. And truth be told, I was beginning to lose my cool, as it were, myself, because I was worried that, well, for one thing, a certain someone kept chasing an animated boulder and repeatedly getting run over like a runaway cart hitting a bystander. But then we found the statue of you know who, and it affected you, and I I became worried, scared even, and I wanted to. It fell upon me, or at least that's what I thought, to try and help you to keep you safe, as Hubert and Jubilee have been wont to do for many months. And that your mental state, with the combination of the myriad traps causing us no end of grief, was beginning to fray my now waning mind even further. And then we went to I literally just blanked on his name. Gold King.
I think his name was Grimork.
Grimork, yes. Yeah,
Wait,
it was
that
Grimork.
right?
It was Grimork, yeah.
Yeah, notes win again.
Yeah, I was gonna look at my notes if I couldn't remember in the next 5 minutes. Anyway, we went to Grimork's kingdom, and things seemed out of place, and we were all understandably a fair bit on edge because something just did not seem quite right. And then Otto decided to use magics on a statue, and it turned into a person. And then the alarm sounded, and the entire city descended upon us. And decision after decision was made that caused no end of grief and escalated the problem further, and it was compounding problem after compounding problem after compounding problem, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and Elvie's starting to have a nervous breakdown at this point, and she's like, I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I don't know what to do.
Elvie, breathe, calm down. Take a step back. Jubilee's saying, trying to calm her down.
And then, as if that wasn't the worst of it, one of the honor guard was present during the accident that caused me to want to recede into myself and bury my emotions. Somebody remembered the accident, and oh god, it was horrible. Oh god.
Yeah, I was not privy to that part.
Well, this whole time Adel has just had her fingers tented in front of her face and has been listening to this. But then she'll shut her eyes. I understand how you feel. I don't think there's only a minority of us who I would say is mentally okay right now. Your panic, your worry is valid. I'm not going to say that it is not. But the unfortunate thing is that if you're looking for us to give you a reason to keep going, I cannot. I can tell you what we're fighting against, and what would be the consequences if we all gave up. But it is ultimately your choice if you want to continue this battle.
I was not going to say I would give up the fight. I would simply say I would do it from some other location away from all of you.
From all of us?
Yes.
Jubilee looks a little hurt at that statement.
Because you believe that interacting with us has been making things much more difficult for you. I know from our previous conversation that we caused you to be, we are the reason why you were more emotional, and then Thaniel compounded that. But
yes.
You believe that your problems would go away if you were by yourself?
I would be able to recollect myself and return to my normal, more stoic self. I fear that the more time I've spent with all of you, my resolve has begun to fray, and though there has been positives, she looks at Jubilee, I'm not saying this simply because I'm tired of all of you. Far from it. But I feel as if our relationship at this point has been detrimental to both myself and to all of you, because I feel as if your emotional outbursts and your rash decision making causes me to experience mental and emotional duress, that is a problem. But what is also a problem is if I were to become who I once was, the rash, reckless, jovial, fun-loving type, I would repeat a very unfortunate part of my younger years that I was reminded of in Grimolic's Kingdom.
It all shut your eyes. I see. Once again, your reasonings is valid. I will take responsibility that I have not been making the best of choices. A few hours ago, I almost killed someone. With full attempt to do so, something I vowed I'd never do again. But I do not believe that your reasoning is good enough. Well, your reason behind your reasoning is not good enough. Because I can tell you, whether or not you're as stoic now or as jovial as you used to be, that does not mean you will not make the same mistake you once did. It does not guarantee it. If you wish to fight the good fight by yourself, by all means. If you feel that you cannot stay with us any longer because your mental health is in danger, by all means, I suggest that you do walk out that door. But if you believe that by being by yourself, by returning to the person that you want, that you used to be, the person you forced yourself to be after the trauma of your previous actions, you're not going to be satisfied. If anything, you'll start to feel even worse.
Explain.
No. Sorry, keep going.
Man.
Cat ambush again.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I became a kind and caring person due to the trauma of my previous actions, where I did terrible things to so many people, and I changed how I am and how I was to counter that so that I would never do it again. And then I proceeded to eat meat. I killed multiple goblins by accident, but their death is still in my hands. And
as the death of many others is on my hands, albeit accidentally.
yes, and like I said today, I aimed to kill someone. Just because I changed does not mean that I did not make the same mistakes. I learned from my past, and I lowered the chances of them happening again. But they still happened. If you cause the same mistake again, even through your stoicism, what would you do then? Would you become Thaniel?
I may.
With all the downsides that includes.
If it keeps you all safe, then I will.
Well, there's that big question. Weren't there? If.
Yeah, that last statement, if you check ship posting, Jubilee will literally do that.
Oh, banging the table.
Oh,
She's upset. She is extremely upset. Just slams the table and just gets up to walk away.
LV will actually Starlight step out of her chair and appear behind Jubilee, and will attempt to hug her from behind.
The moment she makes contact, Jubilee just says, "Are you hugging me to make me feel better?"
I suppose.
If you went back to the old you, would you even do that?
I don't know.
We're constantly learning and evolving. We learn from our mistakes. Otherwise, we don't get anywhere. And we'll constantly make more mistakes. It's just naturally what life is.
I know, and I have lived a longer life than most of you. But I don't want the mistakes of my past repeating themselves, because if that were to happen, all of you would die.
The Jubilee then swings around. It's like, then why are you trying to repeat a mistake?
I'm trying to not repeat one. LV looks genuinely confused and kind of tilts her head.
You're regressing. You want to regress back to what you were? That's a mistake.
Explain.
We talked about how there was supposed to be a balance between the emotion and logical side. We've had this talk before, LV.
I am aware. However, I fear that the balance is much harder to keep than I anticipated, and I fear that the balance will become off kilter, and I will do something that will endanger all of you, and I cannot let that happen, especially not to you.
Let me ask you this. You've been involved in my mistakes already. Why do you think I wouldn't hesitate to be involved in yours?
Would you rather your mistake... Well, because my mistakes involve explosions and people dying.
So do mine! Remember, my mistake killed innocent people too.
I see.
I learned to grow from that. I learned from that mistake. If I decided to go back to that, I would just be back to being a emotionless criminal thug again.
At the word emotionless, LV her eyebrows kind of raise a little, and she's just looking at you like you just said the weirdest thing she's ever heard. You?
Before pursuing my passion, I wanted to live up to my mother's expectations. Let's just say I didn't have companions for pleasure before. Usually it was for information or business.
As a gang would do.
There was no emotion in it. I hate that person that did that.
You want to be with someone for love, then?
Don't get me wrong. Like, there is a benefit to having a companion for the sake of lust or whatever. But when there's no emotion behind it, it feels empty. Whether it be a companion or even taking lives what we've done. If there was no emotion behind it, what would stop you from doing it again and again then? You'd have no reason not to. There's no emotion to stop you.
I believe you slightly misunderstand. Just because I have no emotions does not mean I don't love all of you. I just don't want to express it, because if I do, and my emotions get the better of me, I might launch a fireball and kill all of you. And I don't want to be responsible for more murder, especially the people that I care about.
Are you saying you'd literally just explode just from having an emotion? Seriously?
It's happened before. Elvie looks down at Beastie and just says, "Can I help you?"
Beastie's just going to pull back and it's going to punch you full on the leg. Stop it.
Ow! Full on SpongeBob, my leg!
She points over at Hubert. He killed people when angry. She then points over at Hadel. She burned people when angry. Then she points.
I don't kill people when I'm angry. I just kill people.
You do it more when you're angry. Then she'll
True.
Then she'll point to Thorgrim. He make dumb decision when angry. Then she points to Scalodius.
Oh.
He preach when angry and make people annoyed. Then she points to Jubilee.
I think he does that regardless. Hey.
Dancers sleep with people when angry. Beastie then points to herself. We fight people when
Can't
angry.
argue with that.
All of us can kill all of us. You think you special?
Yet we choose not to.
She folds her arms.
I can disintegrate people when angry.
She just, spreads her arms. So?
A lot of things can kill a lot of things when angry.
Yes!
A random peasant could. A dedicated duck. Who cares?
A
That's
goose!
the point. Hey! Hey! Where is it? Elvie will say.
Ring.
And that is the point of me suppressing my emotions, so that does not happen.
Stupid. And she'll punch your leg again. She then points
Has
over at
Hubert or Beastie killed you right now?
Sorry, what?
Has Beastie killed you right now?
No.
She looks clearly angry, and yet she hasn't killed you.
My knee hurts, though.
Beastie will points up at you. If me not angry, King Goldenhand will kill all of us. Me very angry when me figure out way past shield, gold thing, and she points at Hubert. He kill because he protect her, and he points over at Adel and Jubilee with 2 fingers. You think they be alive if he not good at kill? Which people think is bad?
Yes, but those were deliberate choices.
So? You think me won't be angry during fight? It because this, and she points at tattoos. And because of this, and she gestures at her goblin self. Me am just way am. Me no cry. Me no whine. Me no run way. Me learn to deal with it. Because me am me. You are you. You not any elf, you elf. Be you. If you not you, Zardak ignore you. Child no trust you. Me no care for you. You.
Elvie will crouch down to her knees and will hold Beastie's head in her hands and then do the forehead thing. Then just say, "Why? How have you, of all people, been the one to? How has it always been you? How? We are the most opposite we could have ever been, and yet, thank you."
Beastie grins and just nuzzles her forehead against hers. Good.
Julie just kind of looks over the shoulder of Elvie. I really need to figure out how you do that, Beastie.
Beastie
I'm bad,
just
I'm bad at these types of things.
I disagree, but Beastie does have a very unique method of pep talks. Elby will actually kiss Beastie on the top of her head and then stand up, and will turn to Adel, Sarday, and Hubert and just bow her head and say, "I apologize for my taking up of your time. I now realize that my thoughts were unfounded. All I can do is try. It is clear there are people that have still not forgiven me for my mistake, and I have yet to fully forgive myself. But I guess that's what it means to be mortal."
I don't know. The worst thing
Well,
about
I think we know the first step now.
yes, the worst thing about making a mistake is that people that suffered for it will not forgive you, and they don't have to. But like Misty said, in her own weird way, you just have to accept that and keep moving forward.
Very well.
First step is to forgive yourself.
I
You really need to do that.
Yes, this will be a long and arduous process, but... And then Thorgrim will call from the table. "Hey! Looks like we're both suffering from trauma. Awesome!" And then Elvi just looks at Thorgrim and just goes, "Yes. Awesome."
Imagine suffering from trauma.
Edo's just going to elbow Hubert in the ribs. Hubert, not now.
Hubert, I think that's literally all of us.
He just looks at you with a very deadpan look, as if going, really?
You may not vocalize it, but you have your own.
I do not suffer from my trauma.
Hubert,
Lady Adelsade.
not now.
Elvi will go around to each person in turn and will give well, almost everybody a proper hug. And when she gets to Hubert, she'll just look at him and just go, "I value you. Thank you."
He nods.
Close
to this.
enough.
Because Elvi knows Hubert does not like physical affection. So
He does.
Too
it's
bad,
just-
because right now she's about to get some.
Hubert does like physical affection. He returns it with his form of physical affection, which is stabbing.
yes, I would rather not. I'd rather
And-
not be privy to that form of physical affection.
To be fair, you don't know if he doesn't like physical affection.
You see it. You think as a tiefling has now snaked her arms around Hubert's arm.
He doesn't resist.
I have tension and I need it relieved now.
Thorgrim, before Jubilee starts slobbering all over the common area, can you please pay for some rooms?
Got it. How much is it?
5 gold, I think it was last time.
That was the other end.
Oh,
You walk.
What?
You walk up to the innkeeper, and he looks at you, and he is watching you, and you recognize this innkeeper of the previous inn that you all burned down.
Let's see. So how much for a normal room, and how much extra do you want?
A gold.
All right, I will. Is that for everyone or just me, or?
Per room.
Okay. And how many rooms do we need? How many is in the group right now? Minus Adel or minus George and Otto and Hoppy.
Jubilee and Hubert are
7.
sharing a room, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total.
6? Okay, so 6
If you
gold.
want everyone to have separate rooms.
Alright, does everyone want separate rooms, or?
Sure.
Okay. Thorgan will pop down. Actually, let me just pop open the bag of folding notes.
Skillos kind of looks up towards the second floor and is like, I've got a feeling we might want to make sure we have rooms away from theirs. He says, like, with a face of almost dread. I find it funny. I play one character one side of the spectrum, and this one the opposite side.
Thorgrim's actually going to plop down 10 gold. 4 extra.
All right. He counts it out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, you have rented all of the rooms of the inn.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Three or 4 gold. That's just extra. Because just apologizing for, blowing up your shit. Didn't need to do that.
I didn't need a reminder, but thank you.
Sorry. Thorgrim will awkwardly shuffle off. Tries to be nice, dwarf. Makes it worse. As usual.
As he passes room, hears unholy noises.
Oh, hey, Jube. He's used to it by now.
He's like, nope, I've already grown accustomed to this trauma.
Yep. Been there, done that. I got earplugs for this
I
reason.
like how you willingly took the room next to them, too, when you had so many other options.
He's used to it.
Give me just a
It's almost like white noise to him now.
Yeah. It eventually ended up just being like rain on the window, just like, yeah, used to it.
Stop setting me up for jokes. That's the only thing on the window right now.
No, I will not stop setting you up for jokes.
Went from very serious moment to this. D&D, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Definitely need that laugh, for sure. Gillis just kind of looks around the table of who's left. Well, if it's all the same to you, LV, it would have been very unfortunate if you had decided to leave.
Yeah, she'll walk over to the father and just give him a hug and just say, I didn't want to, but for my benefit and yours, it seemed at the time to be the best decision. But now I realize it is no longer needed.
He takes a moment and then looks over. What do you mean my benefit as well?
I did not wish to have my emotions cause any physical harm to the other members of the group, you included.
No, I understand that part, but I don't think you realize that since we're our employee under Master Zardak, I would probably have to, at the very least, escort you back if you did leave.
I would.
Unfortunately for you, I am quite stuck to you.
How are you?
Regardless of the situation.
How so? On religious grounds, or?
Religious ones would be my own personal thing. I believe, in a way, it'd be work-related.
Ah. I suppose.
I mean, I can't just have one of Zardak's brightest minds traveling all by herself, after all.
I would simply.
Don't get me wrong, your friendship is very meaningful.
I would simply find.
And of course I would follow regardless of orders, but I'm pretty sure Zardak would want me to watch over you in either case.
That is appreciated, and I thank you for your kindness, but I would simply find the nearest teleportation circle and simply teleport back to home base, as it were.
Indeed.
Would take no
Still.
matter of.
Still, I believe our contracts are very linked in this regard, as it were.
I suppose. And I wouldn't want to take you away from the others because you have such words of wisdom to share with the others in regards to your great and noble lord. And LV does this while like nudging Scalodius in the side with their elbow.
Yes, because everyone loves my sermons. He kind of rolls his eyes at that and takes a sip of, like, what he assumes is coffee or tea.
I personally find them quite fascinating. It is refreshing to find someone that I can actually speak of religious doctrine with. It is quite fascinating.
Like I said, even though we are on a job together, the companionship is extremely appreciated, and I do value our friendship.
Likewise.
After all, someone has to keep these kids in line.
Agreed.
And Lord knows the only mother of this group is got interesting parenting techniques, he says, making a joke at BC's expense.
Yes, she is one of the most unique characters I've ever met in my life, and I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world.
Agreed. I can see why you're drawn to the tiefling girl.
I am grateful for her. She is young and has more wisdom in her than most people her age by quite a large margin. Of course, she has youthful naivety as always, but, you know, that's just youth. I was like that when I was young as well.
And perhaps because you share similar pasts that you both had different approaches to getting over, maybe you've come to somewhat of a middle ground in a weird way.
Oh, most certainly. It appears that we have approached the same problem from different trajectories and have arrived at the same focal points, which is refreshing.
The gods are interesting in their design sometimes.
They do work in very mysterious ways. I'm both intrigued and quite proud of Jubilee in many ways, and I suppose I have... Oh! LV thinks about that for a moment. Do I have my god to thank for that? I'm not sure.
Maybe. Or maybe the god just gave you a nudge in the right direction and you did the rest yourself.
I suppose. I much prefer
I mean,
that
our deities aren't completely controlling of our autonomy.
Mine is not even complete, honestly. I would like to meet him, you know. Them. Whomever they are.
Perhaps you will one day.
I suppose. I would very much like to
I mean,
know
these folks have met my lord, and I don't think I've yet to meet him.
well,
Thinks about it for a moment. Can't remember.
well, you at least know his name, his general appearance, and that he is draconic in nature. Mine is odd. It is a forgotten god that has lost its true name and form. So I suppose I am worshipping a formless entity at the moment, and would very much like to take steps to gaze upon its true splendor when it is realized.
Well, I may not have worship a forgotten god, but not a very well-known one still. Need I remind you my near extinction of my people?
Yes, it is.
Me
A
being
great
one of the last
shame.
few remaining.
Yes. I do deeply feel for you and the plight of your people. I am very sorry.
The time will come when I either get some form of retribution, justice, or that the bloodline will end. My people's kind will cease to be. The
Fear
best
for
thing
the-
I can do is to teach the teachings that I learned as a child and hope the next generation passes them on. Tells our tale into the future.
I fear for the day where your kind goes extinct for good. Dragons are such majestic things.
Oh, who knows? I could honestly be the last dragonborn on this plane.
Perhaps.
It's kind of like staring like bittersweetly at the cup, the liquid inside. It's looking at his own reflection.
LV is
But
now
if,
LV is now staring down at her holy symbol that she has in her right hand, and with her left, she is going to reach up and rub Scaelorius' back in a hopefully comforting manner.
it is fine. I have made peace with this. After all, I don't think I plan on continuing my personal bloodline, as it were. Just don't seem to have that interest.
No little dragonlings running around the house.
Oh heavens, no! I can barely handle having Beastie around. I don't. If there is another Dragonborn out there that wish to continue our species, let them have it. I'm content with continuing our story and raising those that have been forgotten.
I see.
Behind the scenes, Scalodius has no kind of attraction whatsoever.
Hey,
Like I said, I am playing both ends of the spectrum, man.
all of it and none of it at the same time.
Pretty much.
I would very much like to continue this conversation further, but truth be told, I am very tired. I require meditation.
Rest now. You've more than earned it, I believe. Skeleton looks over, seeing that Adel was at the table still this entire time.
Yup, she's been listening to this whole conversation. Not interrupting.
I apologize if we were boring you with our religious talk.
If you're boring me, I would have left.
LV will stand up and will again give Scalorius a quick hug. Pass by, rub Adel's back affectionately for a little bit, and then we'll go and seize a room.
He passes by.
Good lord, what the hell is that? I imagine like she rounds the corner, passes by, stops, waits, and then continues walking.
Feeling of dread.
Feeling of intense confusion.
So it is just down to us then.
Yes.
If I may,
Yes.
can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, if push came to shove, where you did have to kill, but to save somebody, this is not a needless kill. This is a necessary. Would you do it?
No, I'd find a way. Or at least,
No.
that's
No,
what
that's
I
why I
thought.
have. No, that's why I have Hubert.
I get him to do it.
At least that's what I thought. And then, I tried to kill someone today. So, I don't know.
Madam, if I may,
Yes.
I think you need to reconsider at least part of your philosophy.
That being.
To kill only when 100% absolutely necessary. I believe your pacifist mercy philosophy can only get you so far. And trust me, I would love if it were the way to go about things. But when push comes to shove, and you can't put them down, that may cost you loved ones in the future.
Here is my counter-argument, Scalonius. Because think back to what you just said. It may cost me my loved ones in the future. By taking away that possibility, it may also cost others their loved ones in the future if I kill them.
But are those loved ones your priority?
She shrugs. Life is my priority. I don't take life because I don't think I have the right to. Assuming that I had the right to control the lives of others is what made me who I used to be. It's why my mother feels that the Drow Empire deserves to take control of every life that exists. That is the Drow destiny.
I believe
Sorry, you continue.
Sorry. I believe you misunderstand. It's not about taking. It's about keeping what you already have. Scullius takes a sip.
To value my loved ones over the loved ones of others?
At the end of the day, there will be someone who does that exactly. And if you can't match them at that, you'll find you'll lose you'll lose every time. Scullius says almost a little darkly, like extremely serious expression.
Handle just shakes her head. The unfortunate thing is, that is still your argument, that I should not give anyone the rights to redemption. I had this conversation with Jubilee before, where she wanted to kill the Drow that were doing everything. Kill my former father figure, and others in my courts because of how evil they are. I was one of them. Had we met in the past, and you had the ability to kill me, you would have. And every single person that I saved since I found my redemption would be dead. Now you're saying it as if the right choice is always to kill in these hypotheticals that you're speaking about. That's,
There is no right choice in this scenario.
well, the lesser of the two evils, I suppose, then, would be to kill. That is just where we are going to philosophically never agree. I almost killed King Grimoric, not because I wanted to, or I even felt I needed to. I don't know why I did what I did, but I did, and I hate myself for it. And I'm never going to do it again. Not as long as I'm alive. I do not think there is ever a moment when someone deserves to die. No matter how heinous, no matter what dangers there are, I'm not going to kill anyone. Not if I can help it. Will that put me at a disadvantage?
I don't believe...
Of course. Many of my problems would have been
I don't
solved
believe a
so
lot of the
easily.
people I've killed deserve to die.
But
Yet, I killed them because it was either them or me in a situation.
no. She shakes her.
Or it was them or someone I cared about.
No. You killed them because you couldn't think of any alternative. If you
I
could,
killed them because it was a time to act.
yes. Because something needed to be done, and you couldn't think of an alternative.
Unfortunately, when you have powers like yours and a brilliant mind like that, you have options. You have time to think. When you're someone like me, you don't have that luxury.
And that is why, not once have I ever said to anyone that they have to follow my beliefs. I understand that my viewpoint is, how to put it, optimistic at best, naive at worst. That's why I don't force people to not kill. Aside from Hubert, I suppose, because I think he represents me in his own ways. The reason I didn't have people killing in the kingdom was because I believed, rightfully so, that killing the guards would incite their ire even more. Turns out it did. But not once have I said to you that you should not kill. The only time I would do so is if people had their thoughts on the matter and I chimed in. I would suggest a thought. I would suggest a point, such as with Thorgrim. When he killed your dwarven ally, he was very saddened when he discovered that he had a child, which is why part of the reason why we brought him back. I simply raised the point of how many people he had killed had children, and that seemed to affect him immensely. But not once have I said to others that they should not kill. I merely made them think about it. I understand not everybody can do
And
that.
if the option is present not to kill, then I am more than all for it. All I'm saying is the other option should not be off the table until the merciful option is confirmed. Is all.
I understand your viewpoint, and you understand mine. She shrugs.
Trust me, if I could solve all these problems without killing, I would. Gods above know that I'd rather be preaching about the good in people. I still try to preach about the good in some dragons. That they aren't just power hungry or, fearsome beasts. Because they're all individually different. But at the end of the day, if a hard choice has to be made, I know I'm willing to make it.
So you have said. And I don't believe that you would not.
Do you think if your mother was taken down and you were still the heir, would you be able to make these kinds of hard decisions for the people?
I'd find a way.
I am at least glad about your optimistic view on it. I don't find it too. My brain forgot the word, but
Naive.
naive. Thank you. I don't find your view too naive. Maybe a touch, but not too naive. And who knows? Maybe it's one of your companions having an effect on you.
Are you referring to Jubilee?
You can almost see his dread again, as you can kind of almost hear something again.
It's rather the opposite,
But-
actually. But continue.
Really, no.
Yeah, she was more than willing to use lethal force before our adventures, I think.
Perhaps she's not that different from me than I thought. Here's noise again. Nope, I take that back. But anyways, I've said my piece, and if push came to shove, I know where I stand, and I know where you stand.
It'll not.
Just promise me this, then. And he says that as he stands up, stretching.
Yes.
Either of your loved ones are ever in peril, and it comes down to that decision, don't hold back. Don't lose yourself to this decision, but don't hesitate to protect them. If it ever comes down to that decision, don't make the same mistake I did. And they'll just leave.
And I'll watch him go.
He really put emphasis on those last few words. Don't make the same mistake I did.
Elle is going to consider it for a while. But she is going to remain seated where she is. She's not moving until she is certain that the noises have stopped. After which she's going to head into another room to get some rest.
Well, as you're waiting, you will hear the door open as a figure walks in and looks around, taking off his hat, before he looks to you, smiling, and says, "Well, hello."
Hello again.
Hey, doctor.
That's not the doctor. That's the guy that does stuff with life. Whose name I'm forgetting at the moment. Hold on.
Kane?
Was it Dane? What's that his name?
Kane. Dr. Kane.
No,
No,
that's
not
not
Dr. Kane.
Kane. And that's not Grudge either. Hold on. Let me see. Because this was Tauntaun's
Sorry, I thought I saw a plague mask.
Yeah, because this was Tauntaun's thing, I might not have noted down what his name was. Let's see. Let's see. Did I put down his name? No, it doesn't seem like I did. Yeah, I didn't put down his name. He's going to look over. Hello.
Has your day been as long as mine?
That's putting it lightly.
Well, at least we get to rest, right?
Right. You know, I did meet you once before, but I don't think I caught your name.
Yeah, you never asked.
Oh. Well, what is your name?
My name is Mori. M-O-R-I. Technically it's Mortis, but I go by Mori.
Interesting.
What's made your day so long?
We fought a king and many of his guards in order to take away a magical artifact which is capable of manipulating souls after we realized that the king might be evil.
Sounds like an exciting time.
It was terrifying. Also, we are the reasons he had that magical item to begin with. Because apparently I did not read him as correctly as I thought I did. And then we proceeded to make rash decisions. I proceeded to make rash decisions, which resulted in the deaths of many, many people. And I almost killed some of with my own hands. And also caused emotional stress to one of my friends, to all of my friends, and myself.
Somehow I doubt it was to all of your friends.
Most of them.
Well, it's one of those things that mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect.
Well, I try my best to be.
I find that the more you try to be perfect, the more you fail to be.
True. But what happened with you?
Oh, I've run around chasing debtors all day.
Oh, you're a debt collector?
Something like that.
Sounds tiring.
It can be. But luckily, I can manage myself.
That's good.
If you're so tired, why are you still sitting here?
My two retainers are having loud, and I'm assuming to be ravenous reproductive rituals in one of the rooms, and I don't want to hear that. So I'm waiting for when I assume it to be done before I can go to the rooms.
He smiles to you before raising his right hand and snaps, and says, I don't think you'll have a problem.
Did you just cast Deafen on me or something?
You wouldn't be hearing me if I had done that.
Oh. Alright. Well, I'm hoping you didn't hurt them or something.
I would never. I have no reason to hurt them.
Alright. Well, if whatever you did worked, then I'm going to go get some much needed rest. Thank you, Mori.
You're welcome. I hope you have a restful night.
I will. And she's gonna head off.
As you walk by the room, you do not hear a peep coming from it.
She pauses and wonders, like, what on earth Mori did, but we'll just continue on and head to this room.
Does she not know what a silence spell is?
She doesn't know. Don't you have to, like, see the thing to cast the silence on it?
Nope. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. She doesn't know what he did. He just snapped his fingers. It could be any
He was
spell.
watching the pervert.
Maybe he cast Wish.
Like-
She doesn't know. Oh. While Idol goes to sleep, she's going to try and contact Pentagon again.
Alrighty. As you attempt to do so, you feel the connection initiate. Hold on. You feel the connection initiate, and you know he's there, but he does not say anything.
Hello, Pentagon. Have you been watching?
No.
Oh. Well, I ran into Thaniel.
You get a very long silence from this.
He's awake now, but I persuaded him to leave you alone.
I suppose we'll have to see how true that is.
Yeah.
I don't think I met anyone that was as persistent in killing me as he was.
Really? Even the other heroes?
Even the other heroes. The other heroes annoyingly seemed to pity me.
I see.
One of them actually visited me in my dimension. Played coy with me. It was rather annoying.
Let me guess. What was this?
I'm honestly surprised he wasn't destroyed entering that realm.
One thing you'll
Well,
start to learn about him is that there's very few things that he can't do.
I don't think that's entirely true. I'm sure there's a lot of things he can't do. He's just really good at bullshitting it.
Well, until I see evidence towards the contrary, that's what I'm going to believe.
He can't bring people back to life.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
Zombies are somewhat alive.
No, they're not.
They are the living dead.
They
That's
are
pretty alive to me.
They are not living. They do not have heartbeats. They do not have souls. They
What's-
are not alive.
What is a soul but a fancy personality?
It is
But
quite I've come to find out.
that aside, the reason I wanted to talk to you was how do you judge, well, what do you think of my control of the Dark Ether now? Is it improving at all?
It is improving. I would say you are more of a novice than what you were previously.
But I've yet to feel any of the side effects that you were mentioning before.
Side effects come with extreme use. You haven't been using it to the extreme. A burst here and that boost there is nothing. But the more you use it, the more likely the side effects are to arise.
As things have been going forward, I find myself needing to use it more and more.
I suppose in time you will find one of those side effects.
Will I be a danger to anyone? Or just to myself?
There's honestly no telling. It depends how you harness it.
I seem to be capable of teleporting people other places. I once sent someone to another realm entirely. I wish I could do that consistently.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Why?
Then teleporting people to other dimensions is risky. Dark ether is a corrupting force. It unstabilizes. If you find a way to make a barrier between the dimensions too unstable, you may open a portal to that dimension permanently.
That might be a problem, right? So, I guess that's all. Alright, one other thing. My Dark Ether ended up interrupting a curse that a Demon Lord put on me, but I'm still able to speak with him.
And
Has he tried to contact you or anything like that?
why would he contact me?
He seemed curious about how I was able to break the connection. I don't know.
I am not a demonologist. I don't know that much about them.
Well, his end goal was kind of similar to your previous one. He wants to bring the realm Crestfall into his.
That wasn't quite my goal.
Wasn't your goal to destroy the realm to restart it or something like that?
My goal was to destroy all realms to restart the original.
Oh.
I thought if I could destroy everything, I could revert everything back before I owed and find a way to stop him from his experiment.
And now you found something worth keeping the realms around for, huh?
Seems that way.
Yeah, that's why I told Thaniel. Well, I'll let you rest then, Pentagon.
Seems more likely you need the rest than I.
Oh, I do. I feel like, well, I did almost die several times today.
He does not ask any information about this and waits to see when you'll cut the call.
Oh, see ya. And they will cut the
Bye.
call and then start heading to sleep.
Alright?
I'm not gonna hang up. You hang up.
I did almost die. Pentagon does not care.
She knows she
We do not
doesn't
care.
care. That's why she didn't explain it in more detail. It's like, I almost died. Yeah, and? Okay, goodbye.
Alrighty. So, everyone roll D100, see who wakes up first.
Okay.
Well, that's Adel. That's Beastie. Nice.
24.
Eh.
And Scalodius.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Oh wait, oh those d20s. That explains it. One.
3 and 9. Jesus.
No, those are d20s. Wait a minute. Why can't I? 56 for Thorgrim, 47 for LV.
Alright, so it's Scalodius, Thorgrim, LV, Adelsarday, Jubilee, and Beastie. Scalodius, you wake up first.
Thorgrim. Duggan?
No, yeah. This is like I was so just sorry. I was a little taken aback that I was first.
I mean, you rolled a 91.
I know it's just Scalodius is never first. Gets up and begins his morning prayers. Kind of thinks about what he's talked with Adel. Hope she never has to experience what I did when I was young. Gets dressed and goes downstairs. Oh, hello.
As you enter the downstairs area, you do see a man in a dark cloak with a bird-like mask looking down at a table as he is looking over notes, tapping his right pointer finger on the table as he sifts through everything.
Lotus will just kind of take note of the man and just keep an eye on him for now while having his morning drink.
That takes us to the floor room.
Fulgrim will wake up with a big ol' yawn, big ol' stretch. Will hop off bed, channel his key into Smasher as more of a ritualistic thing at this point, hoist it over his shoulder, and will march to the door, kick it open, and march into the common area. Morning, Father.
Good morning.
How are things?
Looks over to the guy in the bird's mask. Quiet so far.
Oh, wait. Hang on. I'll be right back. Yeah.
As you get to the table, you watch as the man's finger stops at the arc of its height, and he just slowly looks at you through the goggle of his mask and just waits.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you by any chance know a Dr. Kane?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Cool bird mask you got. I got one of those too, but I don't wear it very often.
I wouldn't recommend wearing it, he says, looking down as he goes back to tapping his finger.
Can I help you with something, or?
I have a meeting I need to attend at some point today within the next couple of hours.
Ah, okay. I will get out of your way then. I don't want to keep you. Yeah, bye. You know.
Alrighty. And Elvie.
LV will get up, will say her morning prayers to power, say hello to her ring, and will, after preparing her spells, will calmly walk out, close the door behind her, and begin moving to the common area. Is the door in Hubert and Jubilee's room is currently locked? Yes.
It better be.
I would assume it is. I just want to make sure.
No. Chaos didn't say Jubilee locked it, so
Okay.
I guess it isn't.
Okay. Well, if it
Certain
isn't, then
details may have been forgotten in the middle of stress relief.
okay. You LV will very slowly crack the door open, peek in, to check if they're still asleep.
You only see one lump in the bed, as it does appear that Jubilee is in fact still asleep.
Okay. LV will slowly close the door again and walk to the common area. And we'll sit down at the table next to the forward room. And just nod to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Did you sleep okay? Yes, I believe Well, I didn't really sleep. I had a meditation, but I believe my meditation was the most restful it has been in a while. It's good. Good to hear.
That's good to hear.
Indeed. I also checked on Jubilee. She is fast asleep currently, so I decided to leave her where she was.
Well, I don't know what to say to that. I honestly I don't understand that.
Understand what?
They're... I don't know if you can tell by now, but after our talk last night, I don't understand certain attractions, I suppose.
That's fair.
It's just not for me.
I suppose not. Not for everyone. I personally prefer intellectual attraction to physical. It does not matter to me if you are physically attractive if you don't possess the mind and the ability to hold a decent conversation.
Well, that takes care of like 90% of the party right there.
Indeed it does. And I'm far too old for most of you anyway.
We're none of us at this table are exactly spring chickens ourselves.
No, but I believe I at least double the dwarf in age. Yeah, she's not wrong.
My kind don't live as long as yours, but I'm still fairly middle-aged for my species.
Why, elves do live a long time. We are a very ancient species, so yeah, I suppose it is what it is.
Just kind of raises his cup to being the adults in this party of children.
Yeah, and to be in the mature ones and shit like that. Gorgrim chugs, and then Elby looks at him like, "You mature?
Adelsarde, you would be waking up at this point.
He'll wake up and look over to her side.
Hello, my lady.
Morning, Hubert.
How are you?
I feel a lot better now.
That is good to hear.
How about you? You seem a little invigorated.
I am well.
Good. And she'll freshen herself up and start heading out. Actually, before she does, she's gotta check her pocket for her little spider buddy. She hasn't spoken with him in a while.
Hold on. You pull him out, and after holding your hand flat, you just see the spider raise one of its front legs and just wave it at you.
She has a big old smile on her face. Hello, birdie. How are you doing?
It will tap its front two legs on your hand, but gives no other indication other than that.
She looks over to Hubert. Isn't he adorable?
He is definitely a spider.
An adorable spider that does fire magic.
Are we sure that he only does fire magic?
She looks back to Birdie. What other spells do you know how to do?
Birdie will wiggle its front two legs and a very tiny mage hand forms.
Oh my god, Hubert, look!
It appears that all of his magic is mini.
It's so cute! I don't know where you came from, but by gods, I am happy that you came. Show them, but...
It then waves its front two legs a little bit more before becoming of roughly the size of a cat. As a cat that he casts enlarge on himself.
She's gonna cradle him like a cat, and we'll start heading out to the others.
That'll only last for a minute, Lady Edelbode.
That is fine. I will hold him like this for a minute, and then he will go back in my pocket. Because he is still cute, whether he's big or small. Hello, everyone.
Good morning. What's up?
She raises Bertie. I have my adorable large spider.
Birdie will wave one of its front legs at you all,
Fascinating.
How adorable.
That's what I was saying.
and then eventually will shrink back down to normal size.
Do.
Did you do that?
No, he's a mage spider. He knows spells.
Can I roll Arcana? That sounds odd. Ooh.
From best you can guess, it is a spider that is under the effects of the Awaken spell. Whenever a creature becomes under the effects of the Awaken spell, so long as it is intelligent enough, it can, in fact, learn magic.
Ah. It is awakened.
Yeah?
It
No.
is it is a creature that has achieved human intelligence through magic.
He is a smart little boy.
Indeed.
And
Who taught him magic, though?
as you ask this, Birdie will shoot a firebolt at a fly and cause it to fall to the floor before jumping out of your hand to go snag its prize.
Adol, like... How is it? Like... She kind of reacts like how a teenage girl would react if, like, a cat just rolled onto its back and showed... Wait, cats don't do that. If a dog rolled onto its back and showed its belly asking for pets.
Bullshit. Mine does.
Cats do, in fact, do that if they are comfortable enough with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, she reacts
Mine
like
does that a lot.
Just cooing over the spider.
Woozy.
Aren't you a cute, dangerous little predator? Oh.
Birdie will hook the fly in his fangs before crawling up your leg and going into your pocket to enjoy his meal.
Alright. As the spider as Birdie returns to his pocket, she stands and straightens herself and returns to the typical princess she is known to be. Oh. What are we waiting for?
Jubilee. And the goblin.
Yes.
Adel just looks to Hubert. Is she capable of walking now?
I would assume so.
Alright, good.
DM, am I capable of walking?
I don't see why you wouldn't be. You do need to roll a con.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay.
That's unrelated.
Uh-huh.
This is part of one of the player's powers.
Okay, so it's that and not like when she banged Zardak 2 nights in a row and died.
To be fair, I did get something from him when I did that.
Yeah. You got a pro. No, never mind.
I got key points.
All right. Unfortunately, you do not snag anything from Hubert, but you do wake up.
No
Says
smites
you.
for you.
I can already do that.
No bigger smites
Elden
for
levels,
you.
remember?
Yeah.
But,
Again, obtained that last night. Anyways.
But as you wake up, you see your clothes are ready for you on the table, and even though Hubert did leave, he seems to have done a little bit of something to help you get ready for the day.
Oh.
She just smiles to herself. Well, it's no waking up together in the morning, but it's something.
Hubert unfortunately can't be in two places at once.
Not yet.
Or can he?
He could, if he really wanted to.
Lord help him if both ladies wanted his attention at the same time.
Oh God.
You're right. I need to kill George and take those weapons.
No, maybe.
Hubert, no. Hubert, yes.
After some stretches and getting dressed, you'll come down humming very happily, seeming extremely satisfied.
While you're walking over, without looking to you, Adel's just going to raise like one finger to tell you to stop, like right here, and then is going to say,
Okay.
"From now on, I'm ordering you that if you're going to do that with Hubert, you'll either do it in a separate building or you will find the ability to cast silence."
There's like a slight pause before she goes, "Dang, Hubert, you really are that good."
You were extremely loud. It was very distracting.
Look, if you could experience what Hubert does, you'd be hard. Just goes, "That's enough."
Adel just folds her arms. "I have experienced that, and I was nowhere near as loud as you have been."
As loud.
Nobody heard us. Maybe you need to practice restraint, Jubilee.
Or you need to let Hubert really take control. Sly grin.
Uh-huh. Well, all that's left is Beastie. Hubert, can you wake her up?
If I must.
Get out of bed. Ah!
Hubert will go and knock on Beastie's door.
Alright. A few moments later, Beastie will open the door. "Hi, Gloomy."
Hello, Goblin.
And she just goes walk on.
It is time for you to wake up.
Me had good dream remembering yesterday. Yesterday was fun, except for when the elf was sad.
Perhaps don't mention yesterday, then. It will make Elf sad.
Fine. But you saw what me did to King Goldhand, yes?
Yes.
Was so cool.
Hubert does not mention the 18 times he watched you miss.
But I got him eventually.
Alright. So, once everyone arrives... Actually, hold on. While walking along, Beastie's gonna look over to this guy and he's gonna walk over.
Okay. For you, his finger stops as it touches the table, and then he slowly looks at you, and you see the goggles of his mask staring at you.
She stares back for a moment before standing on the table and, like, looking at him even more closely. Then, like, leans back. "Oh, sorry, me thought you bird."
No.
"What name, bird? Birdman?"
He is quiet for a few seconds before saying, nay.
"Like horse?"
Or like a horse.
"Okay, horseman."
Can I help you?
"Yes."
He watches you, waiting for you to explain how.
She points at his hat. "Can I have it?
No.
Please?
No.
Who gave you hat?"
Nobody.
You made hat?
Sure.
Make me a hat.
No.
Why?
It would not be good for you.
Why?
I can't explain that.
Why?
You're just going to sit here and ask that question over and over again, aren't you?
Till you give answer, yes?
I have given you many answers. You're just not satisfied with them.
No, you give me 3 answers. Me know how count. Then she looks to her fingers to see she raised 5 fingers. Anyway. She crouches down on the table. What you doing here, horseman?
I have a meeting outside of the city in a couple of hours.
With who?
A devil.
Ooh. She stands up. Dancer!
Yes.
She points over at Nate. He want meet with you.
She is not a devil, she is a tiefling.
Well, horns and tails.
That does not mean she is a devil. She does not come from she does not come from the 9 hells.
She looks to me. Then thinks for a minute. Then looks back to me. No. Our big house has 9 halls. 10, me think. Me can count. And she looks down at her hands.
Hells, not halls.
As in the place you go to if you sign your soul away to a devil.
She looks very confused. He then hops down. Okay, horseman. So what you do?
What do you mean, do?
What do? She points to herself. Me fighter. Then points to the others. Friends. Killer, dancer, princess, smart elf, dwarf, priest. What you?
I'm a doctor.
Ooh.
You don't know what that means, do you?
No.
At this, he just sighs a bit before setting his papers down and reaches over with his left hand and touches your shoulder. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. What did he do to her? Did he just add a point to intelligence so she's not as stupid?
You hit the floor unconscious and he lift his papers and go back to what he was doing.
Adel is going to look over. Okay. You know, you put me in a slightly difficult position here, Jordan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Because no way Adel would know, but I know something about this guy. I guess Adel will look to Hubert. Please get the goblin. Then she'll look to the others. Father was able to rescue the Agatha's child. I was hoping, well, I wanted to teleport back to the hag's village and have Father come to me so we could return her child. Is that a good idea with everyone?
That sounds like a plan.
Alright. And she's going to look over to Dr. Nate.
As you watch him for a minute, you just see him stop tapping his finger as he just looks up, seeming to know that you're watching him.
Dr. Nate,
Yes.
are you capable of teleportation?
No.
down.
I am a physician. I am not adept with magic.
That's a shame. Alright. Well, I was hoping if we could take you to take a look at someone, but I guess if we can't take you back here and you mentioned you had a meeting, that probably isn't for the best.
If you assist me, if you will accompany me to my meeting, I will go where you want me to go.
Oh, sure. That's a good idea. And she looks at the others. We don't exactly know what condition the child might be in. So, I think having a doctor come with us to check on them would be a good idea.
The only person you're talking to is Chaos, because Matt's currently burped.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess neither
I
of you...
completely spaced out.
Adol wanted the doctor to come with them to check out the baby just in case the king did something to them. And the doctor was like, yeah, sure, just let me have my meeting first.
No, he said specifically for you to accompany him to the meeting.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, it's your orders, Adel.
Alright, Dr. Ney, we'll accompany you.
Wonderful.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Good old Dr. Ney.
And, yeah. It took him a while to mention it to you.
That's because Beastie asked.
Is there a Dr. Keen and a Dr. like...
I don't know.
Who's the other doctor? There's Dr. Grudge, Dr. Kane.
Kane.
Yeah. Kane,
Dr.
Ney.
Nay, Whip. Anyway.
Ney.
Dr. Whip.
Yeah.
Bruh, don't you fucking...
Dr. Nay,
Too
Dr.
late.
Whip, you know. Dr. Gritty.
Yeah. I guess while we're waiting for the meeting to occur, Adol will attune herself to King Grimoric's robes.
The doctor specifically stated the meeting is outside
Yeah.
outside of the city. Before you attune to the cloak, Hubert will rest his hand on your shoulder and say, "We should figure out what that does before you attune to it."
She looks back to Hubert. Can I not if it's cursed, I can unattune myself from it, can I not?
You won't know if it's cursed until the curse has taken effect on you.
That's a good point.
And
Well-
and to be fair, the curse could also be you can't unattune from it.
But if I disable that curse, then I can unattune to it, can I not?
Depends on if you're able to disable it.
Fair, I guess. Well, I'm sure there's someone I can pay to identify this somewhere in the city. Dr. Ney, how many hours until your meeting?
2.5.
Plenty of time. I'm going to go find someone that can help identify this.
All right, you go.
May I come with you?
Sure.
Excellent.
Hubert will, of course, as always, follow. But as you go through the city, there's no reason for me to swap maps here. Eventually, you do find a place that, for a small fee of 50 gold, will identify an item for you.
Okay. She'll pay them 50 gold.
It is the Cloak of Page Protection.
Okay. What'd it do?
Hold on, I got it for you. It makes your AC 20, and it cannot be lowered below 20. However, you have to offer it gold to continue the effect. You do not know the length of the effect, but you do know that it is based on how much gold is given.
It's literally a coin-operated cloak.
Alright, she's gonna look over the cloak to see if there's, like, anywhere she's supposed to put the gold.
No, there's not a slot.
I don't know, man. I probably would just put a coin slot if I made a gold item like that. Alright, I guess afterwards she's going to buy 600 gold worth of diamonds.
Okay.
Isn't it weird that they call it an ATM machine when the ATM stands for a her, that her, to her?
Automated teller machine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like calling chai tea when chai means tea, her, to her, to her. I'm a Nigerian Spider-Man, I have to make that joke. It's just part of the rules.
Do you want to get the staff identified as well?
A good idea. And she will do that.
Another 50 gold, I believe.
Yep.
Got a lot of typing to do for this one.
Oh god. Right, because stabs have charges and shit like that.
Luckily, this one does not have charges.
Oh, okay.
It charges you 10 gold per spell you cast.
No, it charges you in the sense like it animates, flies into the air, and charges at you.
Nah, just make sure that your phone doesn't die.
How much do we want to bet that this thing is also related to coins or gold or something?
It just throws coins at people. You know, this actually reminds me of like the favorite fruit I made for my D&D One Piece campaign. It's just called the Wealth fruit, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, it's something I was thinking of doing, of making it that the more money you have, the stronger you get. But nah. Maybe. Maybe
that would be horrifically abused.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe an alternate version of the fruit, because I had to introduce that you can make alternate versions of fruits if you know how to. But nah. All it does is, it like, the moment you see something, you know how much it's worth, but that also means people, so you know how much a person is worth monetarily.
Ooh, that could be really abused for a bad person.
Oh yeah, and guess who it belongs to? A bad person.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. He was a big capitalist motherfucker, and the party hated him.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, he's currently stuck in the brig on their ship, but he's being really, really smug, and they don't know why.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You know, I wanted to give this to Gloom Hollow, but after seeing that, nah. I'll just hand it over. Here you go.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can do max damage disintegrates now.
If they fail by 10 or more.
Yeah, but they have disadvantage against it.
Only humanoids.
And disintegrate makes it so you can't bring them back.
Yeah, and there's a lot of humanoids around.
Yeah, there's no...
Unless there is a true res.
Also, yeah, since it uses like, yeah, the command, charm person, and dominate person, that is the exact opposite of what Adel likes to do. So,
Yeah, I know
she's-
that. You're probably gonna go like you're probably gonna hear the description and then just be like, "Ew, you take it."
Yeah, she's like, here you go, Gloom Hollow. I think this is more your speed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't like the second part, but thank you.
I mean, as long as you don't abuse it, it's not that bad.
I will attempt. not
Jubilee,
to.
who specializes in such stuff.
All right. There
What's
was
the problem?
There was one last thing I wanted to get. My father taught me something which I find very interesting. But before that, I like to roll an Arcana to double check something. Do elementals need to breathe?
No.
Okay, never mind.
They do not require food, water, or air.
Cool. She's going to try and find the place that sells a bag of holding.
Okay. You do not find anything like that in the city.
Alright, she'll check with Devilish D.
Hello, hello, and welcome back. How can I help you?
Hi. I want a bag of holding.
Interesting. Why?
Reasons.
Fair enough. He will rummage around for a bit before pulling one out and setting it on the table and says, "But why do you need another one when you already got two?"
Question for you. What happens if I shoot a hole in this?
It tears apart and everything comes out of it.
That's why.
That sounds like a waste of a bag of holding.
It kind of is, but I think this is what my father used for his trick, unless I wasn't paying as much attention as I thought, which, to be fair, might have been the case because we were fighting for our lives. But, anyway, she'll place down the arcane vessel. I'll take the bag of holding for this. Well, bag of holding and 200 gold for this arcane vessel.
B will look at the arcane vessel. He stares at it for a really long time and says, "I'm not taking that from you.
Why?
I don't think you understand how expensive that thing is."
She looks to the arcane vessel. How expensive is it?
There are people who would probably kill you for that.
Oh,
I would have to find a way to make the trade equal if I tried to take this from you.
and you can't.
No, because I honestly don't feel like giving you that much of my inventory.
Oh. She looks to the arcane vessel. Huh.
I have a request, Devilish. Wait, can prestidigitation make sounds?
I don't think
I
it
think
can.
it... Can it not? I swear it can.
Harmless sensory effect.
Then yeah, make a
Okay. So, I'm going to, Ovi's going to pipe up and say, "Excuse me, Devilish," and instead of saying the letter D, she's going to make the D key in the air, like D.
Bruh.
And we'll say, could you perhaps avail me with the ability to cast Identify, perhaps a scroll I could learn or something?
Yo, I have scrolls of that. 200 gold, he says, sliding the bag of holding to you, Adelsarday, before rummaging through his inventory.
She'll
Would you-
hand you... Actually, she'll be like, how about 130 since we're such good friends?
Oh, I don't know if we could do that.
Roll persuasion.
Hey,
Oh, wow, okay.
150.
deal.
And he will then lift a scroll of Identify and set it on the table.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're a scribe wizard, ain't you?
I am. This will This will take no time at all for you to describe.
Oh, she'll take the...
And that means it's worth more to you, right? He says, tapping the scroll with the 2 fingers.
No, it is worth about as much as a normal scroll would be worth.
100 gold.
Sorry?
100 gold.
Very well. That is all that I have on hand at the moment. She will hand him 100 gold.
He'll take it and slide it to you.
Excellent, thank you. And I will begin scribing it into my book.
How much for a pack of 10 cards? Devilish
kind
key
of
cards.
Oh, a pack of 10? I've never had anybody buy them in bulk. He will then snap his fingers as a old-timey cash machine appears in front of him, and he begins typing on it vigorously, rubs his chin before saying, a pack of 10 will run ya 500 gold.
How about 300 gold?
Full persuasion. Tell you what, I'll give him away for 400 because she actually pronounced my name correctly, he says, pointing to LV.
You're welcome.
But maybe since she went through that effort, you should do a bit more and make it 350.
You can try.
Darn.
380.
Alright, deal. Let's see. Alright. Well, she'll take the cards and put them in her pack. And she's gonna take the bag of holding and put in a separate pack.
Okay.
Alright, thanks, D.
You're welcome.
Again, thank you for helping us out yesterday. Well,
You're welcome.
is that option still there for you to take us places, or?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not a taxi service.
Alright, understandable.
Next time I'll have to charge you a lot if you want it to get done.
No, I understand. Alright, well, see you later, D.
And goodbye to you, Lady Adelsade.
And it'll start heading along.
And as we're leaving, LB will say, goodbye, Devilish, and then does the ding sound again.
You were a little flat this time.
Or what?
Flat.
Ah, sorry.
I heard you're a little fat this time. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's
rude.
why I had to ask you to repeat that. I was like, wait.
FLAT.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Just...
Alright. So, how long did that take?
Let's see. Identify as a ritual is 11 minutes, so 22 minutes. We'll say the D visit took another 20 minutes, so 40 minutes.
Alright. How long does it take for Adel to summon a blood elemental like the normal way without having to use her health to do it?
About an hour.
Alright. And his meeting was in 2.5 hours. We did... Okay, she has enough time to summon one. Okay. Upon returning, Il's going to head over here to this private area and is going to take out the bag.
No, casting time is 1 minute, sorry.
Wait, really? 1 minute?
Yep. 1 minute.
Okay, then. Well, Ale looks to Hubert and pulls out the bag of holding and says, I'm going to try something my father did.
And that would be...
I'm going to stuff as many blood elementals as I can inside this thing.
Can't you only make one at a time?
I can make one at a time, but I don't have to hold concentration to do so, I believe.
Yeah, but... What happens if you try to make another when you already have one?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Perhaps we should figure that out before assuming that line will work.
Well, if it doesn't, I have a bag of holding. Oh. Idle is going to first summon a blood elemental.
Alright. You summon one and it comes into being before you.
She's gonna try and summon another one.
As you summon the second one, the first one will deteriorate and rejoin you, as these are made out of your blood.
She's going to make another one, but is going to put some dark ether into it to see if it will... I don't know what will happen. She's just experimenting.
Roll a d100.
Oh, B.
It comes into being before bubbling and boiling, before exploding all over the ceiling and the floors and the walls.
Are Adel and Hubert now covered in blood?
Absolutely.
Well, Adel looks around.
And the innkeeper will walk in carrying a box, see the scene, and just very calmly walk away.
Alright, let's try that again. She's gotta try again.
Jubilee, you walk in seeing Hubert and Adel Sarday covered in blood, as well as the floor, ceiling, and walls.
I have several questions.
Oh,
And
hello, Jubilee.
as you ask this, the blood on the floor, walls, and floor suddenly pool together and congeal into a blood elemental that stands before Adel Sarday and Hubert.
Okay, that answers 90% of the questions.
Adel is going to look this blood elemental over. Does it look different in any way?
It is radiating with dark ether.
Okay. She's going to try again, like making another one, while trying to keep that first one there.
Roll a Constitution saving throw. As you attempt to make a second one, you find you are unable to make a second one.
Can she figure out why?
It seems you can't because the first one exists.
Ah, that's disappointing.
Wah, wah.
She wanted to be like her dad and she can't because she's not a necromancer.
Not yet, at least.
Adel huffs. Then thinks for a moment. She's then gonna look to Hubert. What if
Yes.
I made one using your blood?
He shrugs before holding his hand out to you, offering you his wrist.
She'll take it, and we'll try and make a second blood elemental with his blood, while keeping her own there.
A second one does in fact form.
Oh!
And you notice that it seems to be a darker color than the one that comes out of yours, and has a very blank look on its face.
It'll look at
Julie, ooh, do me!
Adel's gonna look to this one, then look to her own. What expression does hers have?
Yours has eyes that seem to be bubbling in a fire pattern that was shifting between a stoic expression to a giddy one.
Well, she's going to do it with Jubilee now.
Okay. You make a third one. This one is a pink color and seems to have horn-like extensions on the top of its head, as well as heart-shaped eyes.
Aw.
Okay, I know my blood isn't pink. That's interesting.
Yeah, why is...
Still, very adorable.
Can they ever roll Arcana to see why the blood colors are different?
Your best assumption is that whenever they are made from essentially sourced from a different person, it's helps you distinguish which one comes from what.
Alright. But to check if
It's
they're...
literally just an identifier, so you know who's who.
Yeah, to check if they're under her control, she's going to point at them to go here.
The one that is made from Hubert goes immediately. The one that's made from you will go as well. The one made from Jubilee seems disappointed, but will eventually slog over there.
Alright. She'll call them back, but then folds
Wow,
her arms. Huh. They even have our personalities too. Meaning it might not be a good idea to get blood elementals from strangers, but...
I'm
Can
not
you
that
two...
attached, am I?
You are. Can you two call everyone else? I think I might be able to make more.
Hubert will walk out, and instead of calling anybody, will grab Beastie by her ankle and just casually drag her across the floor while saying, Lady Adelsade wishes to meet with us. Note, he is still covered in blood.
Yeah. I think Beastie's still unconscious too, ain't she?
There, that's why Hubert's dragging her.
Yep. Alright.
Thorgrim and Elvie look at each other, extremely confused. Because a blood-covered Hubert is now dragging an unconscious Beastie, and it's just like, nah.
Meanwhile, Skillois walks by, not asking any questions. Like, okay.
They just double shrug, like, okay.
Hubert will then toss BC onto the floor.
Alright. The blood...
My word, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, the blood-covered Adel, who is just now looking at the blood elementals, looks to everyone else. Hello, everyone. I need your blood. We're going to make these.
I have many questions.
Well, during the battle, my father taught me a technique which I wanted to emulate. I'm not a necromancer, but I do know sanguinmancy, so she gestures to the blood elementals.
Hemomancy.
Hemomancy, yes. I can't make more of these from my blood, but it seems I'm able to make more of these and control them by using others' blood as a source. So
you are wishing to see what our elementals would look like. This is purely curiosity, isn't it?
no, I'm also gonna put them in here, and she raises the bag of holding.
How are you going to fit all of them in there?
Due to the fact that they are blood elementals, they can fit through spaces that are as small as an inch in diameter.
I suppose.
Yeah, question I should be asking is how Father fits zombies into this. But anyway.
I would imagine it's because he's Obi, right?
Most likely.
Yeah. It appears the laws of reality are lesser around him, shall we say.
Yes.
It seems to be the case with most of the heroes, if you think about it.
True.
How the heck does Charlie move that fast?
Well, she is then
Training.
going to make blood elementals out of the blood of everyone else.
Okay.
Ow!
The one from Beastie is the one from Beastie has a greenish hue to it and has a very wild look in its eyes and is looking every direction constantly. Whenever
I picture Donnie from Wild Thornberries right now.
Whenever you make it from Thorgrim, it's about half the size of all of the other ones, and
Wait a minute.
Beastie?
do what?
Wait a second.
Even Beastie?
Yes,
But Beastie is shorter than Thorgrim. Wow.
but
Thorgrim, that's racist.
you discover the reason is because there's a large, easiest way to put it is sack of blood that is focused on its chin.
Oh, I thought that was going somewhere else. Okay, that works.
I feel like I should be insulted, but right now I'm not entirely sure why.
But you do know Thorgrim, if he was a dwarf, that would be a glorious beard.
I do appreciate the beard, though. Weird thing.
Alright.
The one made from LV has a paler color, and where its head would be is a little more bulbous than the others.
Big brain.
And the one from Scalodius appears to have congealed blood over its body that is resemblant of scale.
Huh. Neat.
Aya will fold her arms as she looks over them all. For some
Really
reason,
capture our personalities, my lady.
yes. Though for some reason I don't know why they remind me of powerful rangers.
Is my head, is my head truly that big?
No.
Elevate, does it look like I have hearts in my eyes all the time?
Yes.
Sometimes.
I was gonna
Only
say,
when I'm around you.
I was gonna say roughly most of the time. Yes.
No.
No,
I
I
do.
tried.
I do wonder. Though I can't just randomly ask people for their blood.
Yes, you can.
I mean, I could, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Though,
It isn't.
Does it have to be? Does it have to be a living person? And no, I'm not saying we kill people. No,
do
I'm
you
just
mean?
saying if it was like something you found.
What, like finding a dead body? I don't think dead bodies would have the blood that would work. And I'm not really comfortable using dead people. In that sense.
That's fair. Yeah, don't want to take too much after your father, after all.
Oh, fun fact, it is entirely possible for Adelsarde to know animate dead.
Yes.
Oh,
She
yeah.
just chooses not to. Because she dislikes messing with people's dead bodies. But if they're alive and they are willing, then that's okay.
Then I'll kill them and animate them.
I mean,
No,
If they-
Hubert.
if they are consenting, but no, she won't kill people. But this is the
Something to
next.
die.
This is the next best thing. Do you think? No, I doubt the bartender would be willing to give a blood donation.
Especially
Pretty sure we need to make a donation to him right now for the mess you made.
and considering the fact that we're the reason his original inn burned down.
I thought Zardak already paid for that.
Doesn't change the fact that it burned down on our watch.
Well, we were in a fight for our lives, and the
We were in a
bartender.
fight for our lives. Flashback to the quote-unquote fight where everyone was simply running away.
Hey man, we were fighting for a chance to flee. But didn't the blood on the ceiling and the floors are gone. The only blood that's left is all over Adel and Hubert, no?
And the footsteps Hubert made out into the common area.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, Adel will look to all of them. The blood elementals, then will raise her hand. Like to see if they'll copy your movements.
They do not copy it, however, the one made from Hubert's blood will track your hand intently.
She lowers her hand. Alright. Well. She will then open up the bag. Alright, everyone, hop in here.
They will one by one go through, and the one made of Beastie will just kind of stare as if trying to figure out how it's supposed to get in.
Just go in.
It will then lean forward, flopping onto the bag, taking it out of your hand as it plops onto the ground, turning into a large pool before eventually slowly going into the opening.
Well, they'll pick up.
Which
the
one did that?
The one made from Beastie.
He'll pick up the bag.
Not the brightest one, that one.
No, but she's got the spirit.
It's almost as dumb as she is.
Almost. Well, I think that was a successful experiment. I guess
Yeah,
the
you
next.
got a new trick up your sleeve now.
Yeah. The next time we end up helping people, if they aren't able to give us anything, I could just ask for blood. So I will have to be very,
And if-
very clear in my explanation.
Yes, please be specific about that. Elvie says that she's doing the magical equivalent of vacuum cleaning, clearing all the blood.
Alright. Well,
Yes, and also, I think there might be a way to not break the bag and do your trick.
do tell.
I mean, remember what I did with the bag of holding we found in the trap area?
Oh yeah, you just turned it inside out, didn't you?
If you just turn it inside out, all the contents will be pushed out.
I
A
guess
little
that will-
twist on your father's trick.
I guess that will depend on the situation. If I need to throw them at someone, then I'll do father's trick. But if not, I'll just turn it inside out.
I mean, theoretically, if you punch the bag, depending on how hard you turn the bag inside out, it could be how hard you throw them. So, like, say you punch the bag the other way, you might just throw them all at the enemy.
Ada will look at her delicate princess
Again,
mage
this is-
arms.
Again, this is a theoretical thing. I'm not exactly sure if that's how it'll actually work.
Well, we can experiment with that later. This is a new technique. Hopefully it'll be useful. It'll be nice to have an army at my beck and call like father. And she just casually walks along. She doesn't at all seem bothered by the fact that she's just covered in blood.
That LV cleaned you.
Yeah, alright. Well, she didn't look bothered by
I was
being
gonna say, if
covered
she
in blood.
didn't, then Jubilee would have with prestidigitation.
Going into the common area, cleaning up the blood there.
Alright. Does Beastie wake up at this point?
Roll a wisdom save.
Oh boy. Okay.
Guys, I have a feeling we're forgetting something.
Are we?
I forgot nothing.
There's less of
A
us
moment.
here.
Elby, wait a minute.
Moment. Will it require athletics to pick her up?
No. Well,
She
it depends
tiny.
on which. Yes, you. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean, she's got a baseline 11 strength, so
Yeah, but Beastie also carries a greatsword.
fair. So
It's-
yeah, I will.
It's not
I'll do
a
that.
great sword, it's a great quote-unquote sword.
Yeah,
Also,
great.
also, Beastie is wearing armor. So
Oh, true. What the
You-
hell? I forget that she has just 10 in athletics.
no,
Yeah.
that's because of that's
Yeah,
because of one
her
of her items.
intelligence things, but still.
Elvie, as you go to pick her up, you realize that is not going to be the most beneficial thing for you, so you just cast a miniature giant hand and float Beastie over.
Yeah. I have retrieved the goblin.
Oh,
So, do we have any pressing business?
no, we're just going to wait until Dr. Nay's meeting. Then we'll head back to the Hag Village.
And about half an hour passes, unless you guys want to do some small talk with each other.
I guess Ada will attune to the rope. Wait, she already did. Never mind. Wait, did she? Oh,
No.
if she didn't, then she'll attune to the ropes.
After Hubert said you needed to get it identified first, you stopped attuning to it. So
Right.
if you want to attune to the rogues and LV wishes to attune to the staff, you guys can do that now.
Indeed.
Alright. Ada will attune to the ropes, and then we'll... How to test this? I guess she will offer it... Wait,
I have a solution, if I may.
alright.
It is very simple.
Yes.
Elby will take 1 gold and we'll put it in the rope.
You place the coin to it, and all of you watch as the gold's coin will glow before veins of gold outstretch along the cloak, before eventually getting assimilated into it, and then the veins of gold will disappear.
Now time it.
No, it's already giving her a 20.
Yeah,
No, I know, but
for how
a ti-
long? That's the thing.
that
Yeah.
we're timing how long it lasts.
The problem is that the king had already given it some gold previously before
Oh.
you had gotten it, so
I
it's
didn't-
still retaining that effect.
I
I
didn't
see.
know that. Okay. So does it like look any? Does it look active or?
I mean, you think it's active.
We don't know the difference currently.
Yeah, I guess she'll just ask to folks to keep an eye on it in case it starts looking different.
Indeed. Then we can try the 1 gold trick and see how long it activates per gold spent.
Yep.
So, after an hour of you two attuning to the equipment, Dr. Ney will stand up, putting his papers away, and will move towards the door before looking to you all.
I believe that is our cue.
Yep. I'll follow. Hubert, don't forget Beastie again.
I didn't forget her last time.
Don't leave her then.
Hubert will kick Beastie in the ribs.
Ow!
Beastie.
This does wake her up.
Beastie will quickly sit up. Ah! Me have strangest dream of talking to Horse Birdman. Then felt blood. And she looks around. Oh, must have been dream. Then she spots Nate. Or not! Horse Birdman!
He does not reply to you.
She looks to Hubert. Gloomy.
Goblin.
She points at him.
Yes. Yes, doctor.
A bird. Like, hey look, a birdie.
Very good, Goblin. You can tell what he looks like.
But he sounds like a horse.
I get it. No, that is merely his name, Goblin.
Oh. Me wants his hat.
I don't think you're going to get his hat.
Not yet. And she gives a big goblin grin.
But whenever he suffers an unfortunate accident. Let's see. I have to get a map ready. Do.
So, I guess while they're going along, he'll look to Dr. Ney. Can you tell us more about this devil that you're meeting?
He has information that I'm looking for.
Information on what?
A personal interest.
Okay. Why did you ask us to accompany you? Is there a chance that this devil will be violent?
Do what?
Is there a chance this devil will be violent?
I doubt it.
Then what's the potential issue here?
Well, what he asks for.
I see.
shit, I accidentally made this way too big.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay, I can work with that. That's a bit more reasonable. So, Nay will lead you all along, heading toward the coastline, and eventually, you all get to a beach, the water lapping the sand, and you hear the cries of seagulls overhead.
This place looks. I mean, it's a beach, but reminds me of old times.
Beastie will look over. Old how?
You guys weren't there yet, but there was a time where me, Jube, Adel, and Hubert, well, and Tauntaun, but we all, to say we talked to some goblins. It was a rather odd time. I hid in a bush because I wasn't very good, and still I'm not very good at, diplomatic shit. So it was a rather strange time. We were all very naive then.
And all just chance.
I still remember that weird crab we saw.
Yes. The really angry crab, yes.
I swear that crab was really big for some reason. Or maybe I'm misremembering.
It had glowing red eyes too.
Yeah.
Very ominous.
Yes.
Hubert just remembers just a normal crab for some reason.
Well, Dr. May, are they going to be here soon, you think? Where'd this crab come from?
He will pull out a watch and sit down on a rock and say, he'll be here in a few minutes.
Hold on. Is this part of the map, or did you put this here?
What do you mean?
This!
That's always been there.
Beastie's gonna go investigate the crab. Wait, can she even see the crab? There is a wall
Sure.
in the way. Okay.
That's more of an archway than a wall.
And she'll climb up and look down at the crab.
It's an arch. Okay. It's not a wall. You can walk under it.
Oh. She'll go over it anyway, so she is taller than the crab.
Okay. The crab is nestled on a part of the beach, sitting, relaxing, and seemingly watching you.
Beastie just observes the crab.
And the crab will observe Beastie.
How big is the crab? Like just a normal sized crab or a giant crab?
It's a normal-sized crab.
Ooh. Beastie will continue to observe before looking to the others. We want to see crab.
I'm imagining the rest of the group slowly turns to look at you like, what?
Yeah, Adel just slowly stares at Beastie. Beastie then
She's wanting to know if we want to eat a crab.
No, I don't want to eat a crab. Beastie then huffs and gets out of her crouch position. Fine. Then she points at the crab. You live today, Krabby.
As you turn to point at the crab, you see its claws raised up at you in challenge.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on now, bitch.
It's on now. She takes
And
it.
she's hopped over the cliffside. Okay.
It's an archway. You all can see her.
Yep, she pulls out her sword. She ain't backing down from no challenge, even from a
Alright.
crab.
What the fuck are you doing?
Apparently, crab battle.
I need you to roll an athletics check for me.
Oh my god, what if this is like a god in disguise or something?
I was waiting for you to nat one and get killed by the crab.
I mean... Wait, did the
All
crab
of a
get a
sudden,
nat
she has
20?
the crab.
What?
I heard you say something, like nat something. Did the crab get a nat 20?
Alright, so as you approach the crab will click its right pincer as a large, ethereal crab claw appears, the size of Elby's massive hand spell, before it pinches
What,
you
honey?
up and rears back and throws you.
How
Did
the
it just do
fuck?
a big beast crab?
Yes. It did, in fact, do a big beast crab claw.
Alright.
That's amazing.
Anyone who can cast magic recognizes it.
Adel just stares at this with,
What
like,
in the world?
shock.
There's a goose.
Is that
Now
another
this.
awakened animal?
Ale will pull out Birdie and point to the crab. Birdie, is that like you?
Birdie will just look at you as if going, "You're supposed to know."
Well,
I don't know.
she goes.
Hold on.
"Ah."
I think I know how to negotiate with it.
Yeah, Beastie
Who's
is
gonna
like
walk up?
buried up to her waist in sand, upside
And you-
down.
As you approach Jubilee, you see it raise its claw as the massive magic claw is ready for you.
Again, I'm just reasoning with it. And Jubilee's gonna kind of dance like a crab. Crab rape
Oh
time.
god.
Alright, so it takes you raising your hands above your head as challenge. Roll athletics or acrobatics. As you attempt this, before all of you watch as once again the giant crab claw pinches Jubilee before rearing back and throwing her as
Uh-oh.
well.
Elvy's gonna go.
now I'm
was
head
gonna go-
first in the sand now next to Beastie.
Elvy's gonna go. Hey Jubilee, don't raise the crab claw. It's gonna take it as a oh no.
Adel just stares
Oh.
down at them both, like in the sand, and just shakes her head very slowly.
I say we ignore it. Oh, what? Father, I said.
As you approach, it raises its claws.
Why must our group be composed of morons?
Because you're stealing all of the brain cells.
Everyone,
Oh, I apologize.
Anyway, Galodius.
everyone went full robotic for me. I'm sorry, I didn't hear a damn thing.
So what are you doing as the crab raises
Hello?
its claw in challenge?
Hello? Can you hear us?
Okay, from the top, Scalodius was walking over there,
Yes, we saw.
Yep.
and then just starts preaching. You can see if that'll work.
Oh dear God.
Galodius, as you begin preaching about Lord Draco, you can sense, just by looking at the crab, that it takes great offense to this. Roll athletics.
How dare you besmirch the great crab lord? Ah!
What the fuck?
I like to imagine like Jubilee and BC just got out and then Scalodius knocked them back in.
You know, back into the hole she goes.
Am I able to determine from here whether it's a awakened animal like Birdie
No, you'll have to get closer.
within throwing range?
I think at this point it's kind of a given.
You know what? I'm gonna make absolutely sure. Do I need to get within, like, do I need to get over here? Like, do I need to go up, right up to it?
Yes.
Oh, for the love of... things I do for knowledge.
As you approach, you hear a series of sounds coming from it. Do you speak Celestial?
I do.
All right. As you come up to it, you actually understand it saying, "Another dares approach Lord Pinchy, God of the Sands."
The fuck?
Surprise, Chucklefucks.
LV will
Celestial crab.
LV will bow respectfully and say, "Hail, Lord Pinchy."
You understand my divinity. I allow you onto the sands.
I have tears in my fucking eyes. Jesus Christ.
We have completely shifted the tone back to comedy again.
Forgive my friends, they are most boorish in their actions.
Another had the gall to preach of another god in my presence.
Tell me, I feel I already know the answer to this question, but are you actually a crab that has been given human intelligence, or are you something else?
A god of the sands.
Insight?
He's the Sand Guardian of the Sands.
You can tell this crab firmly believes that it is a god.
Oh God.
Yes, exactly.
Did no one get the Sand Guardian joke?
Yes, I got it.
Oh, thank God.
I bow before your mighty, godly presence. Elvie says, basically just going, "All right, fine, here you go." And yeah, we'll lower her head and say,
No others have shown me the respect. Not like the Kuatoa did.
The what?
Kotora,
Oh no.
are they the ones who venerate you as the deity that you are?
Yes.
I see.
When they tried to intrude upon my sands, I gave them a pinch, and thus I became a god of the sands.
Ah, I see. A god of protection, I suppose.
No.
Just the sands, then?
And my
Sorry.
sand.
Ah. Are all of these your sands, or just the specific corner?
These are my sands, he says, shifting his claws in specifically the patch he is standing on.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
Then I shall not intrude upon thy sacred ground.
Lest you would have to get the pinchies. And it will click its claws at you. The giant claw mimics whatever his right claw does.
You do have great power. Very well, I shall not bother you any further, but I must say I do appreciate your power.
I
And
demand a sacrifice.
What does the great Lord Pinchy? What will satiate such a divine figure?
The jerky within 9 pockets.
Very well, I shall empty a few rations for him to consume.
Alright. As you toss it over to him, he begins ripping it apart with his claws, going yum, 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 yum.
Does this appease you?
Yes. Lord Pinchy is appeased.
Excellent. Do you wish for me to leave you alone now?
You may do what you want so long as you do not come onto my sands.
Very well. Is there any areas around the great and noble Lord Pinchy that seem particularly shiny or possessing of any sort of trinkets?
Roll investigation. You see a few gold pieces, some eggshells, bird feathers, other crab claws, and let's see, a ring.
Excellent. I will go about and collect the gold pieces in the ring.
You dare take Lord Pinchy's sacrifices?
Oh,
Oh.
no. Oh no.
I'll put them back down. I will put them back down and say, I was not aware that they were your tribute.
They
I
are
shall
in
leave-
my stands.
I shall leave them be.
He watches you, his claws raised, before very slowly going back to eating his jerky.
Perhaps I do not wish to anger you and provoke your divine wrath, but perhaps I can propose a trade.
What is your trade?
I have. What do I have? I know exactly what I want. What I can do. I will point at the ring and say, "I require this. In exchange, I will take out a little bag, and I will show him the contents of it. And you want to know what's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
More sand for his domain."
He will clack his claws at you greedily.
I shall give you the entire contents of this bag in exchange for this ring.
Give to me the sand.
I shall make a show of pouring the sand around his domain, expanding it further.
This seems to make him happy.
And I will very gently pluck the ring out of the sand, and I will put it in my pocket.
Alright.
And I shall bow to the great and powerful Lord Pinchy, and I shall say, with that I shall bid you adieu and leave you to your divine work.
Inform the ne'er-do-wells if they come over again, they shall be smoted.
I shall indeed inform them of your divine smiting wrath.
Smoted!
Indeed. Farewell. I will return to the group. And I shall... Elvie will make a point to go to Beastie, Jubilee, and Scalodius as they're pulling themselves out of the sand, and just look down at them and say, if you approach the crowd again, or if you approach the crab again, you will be smote. That is all. And I will return to the rest of the group.
Adel just stares at this entire situation and looks to you just like, you are having conversations with a crab. Never mind.
A crab that can apparently speak the language of angels somehow.
A crab can speak the.
Nani?
She like rests her hands on her temples, and after a while, just like calms herself down. It's like, okay, all right. Now, the weirdest thing we have seen on these lands, not the weirdest thing we're ever going to see. All right.
On the bright side, I did obtain this, and I will pull the ring out of my pocket.
Oh, what's that?
I do not know. Is it magical in any way?
You don't know, it looks like a ring to you.
May I determine if it's magical or not?
Roll Arcana. It has a magical glow to it, but other than that, you're not sure.
Then I shall identify it.
Quickly or ritually?
Preferably quickly, but...
That'll just cost you a spell slot if you do.
Oh, I will expend a first level spell slot for it.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't say.
Oh, wow!
Iteration.
Aha!
Ring of regeneration.
Man, isn't D&D just fucking wonderful?
It's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Fine. Yesterday we were fighting for our lives against an evil king that turns people to gold, and today we got hijinks with a crab that may or may not be a god. And
It is not may
Just a
or may
celestial
not be.
crab.
It is in fact a god.
What? It is a god?
Yes.
Nani?
I thought the crab was just crazy, but it's an actual god. What the
Are you aware of what the Kuatoa are?
No, actually. What is a Kuatoa?
The Kuatoa are fish people, based off of the creatures that come from the stories that Cthulhu come from. I can't remember what it's called. But in the D&D world...
Village of Innsmouth, I think?
Yes, the frog people.
But no, they're fish people. Frog people are grunts. But the Kuatoa have a innate ability that anything they worship become gods.
What the
Litter.
So it is...
And they worship the crab.
So it technically is an awakened crab that turned into a god because people worshipped it.
What the
Not people,
fuck?
specifically
In a sense.
Kuatoa.
Well, fish people.
Also, Kuatoa also are absolutely batshit insane.
I
Not surprised.
I don't. I have no words. D&D is amazing.
Milady, I have a question. Excuse me. This ring apparently can regenerate health, and even if someone were to lose a body part, it would regenerate said body part. I think this should go.
We already have someone who lost a body part.
Beastie points to Thorgrim. Yeah.
Would you like this ring then? Is that okay with everyone else?
Beastie shrugs. Me no earn ring, so me no can get it.
This is kind of a weird day. I don't really have anything else to say.
Okay. No,
Galodius. I was in the sand.
Indeed you were. It was
Very,
rather amusing.
very good. You know where you were.
Beastie's going to like reach for his sword and look back to Lord Pinchy.
You see Lord Pinchy watching you, his claws raised.
She then just
So Lord
drops-
Pinchy really didn't like my dance?
I think he took it as a sign of aggression, Jubilee.
Huh.
Crabs assert dominance by raising their claws over their head. Whenever you raised your hands over yours, you are asserting dominance.
Upon hearing this, Beastie will turn back to Lord Pinchy and raise her hands up. Oh fuck! Oh god!
Elvie and Abel Serde, since I know you both speak Celestial, all you hear is, "You dare invoke Lord Pinchy's wrath!" Beastie, get pinched on the leg and you are washed over with fear. You
What?
have to run from the crab.
Oh no! Alright.
All I
Well,
heard was Ninja saying, "The fuck you say me, shit."
run away she does. Oh god. Alright. I guess off the map she goes, huh? Jesus Christ. D&D's great. Well, do I put her off the map? 'Cause
She's fine there.
okay. Well, I guess this is a good place to stop because I gotta go. But Jesus Christ, that's hilarious.
Well, before that, I have to actually make the guy appear.
Oh yeah.
And after you all watch Beastie be chased away by a very angry crab, you all notice it beginning to get darker, and as you look up, you see the moon slowly eclipsing the sun, and
Uh-oh.
as the shadow slowly overtakes it, you watch as the shadows will congeal, slowly morphing together into a human-esque form with a very featureless face, before it very calmly raises its hands to the red marking that look like a tie and straighten it, before saying, "Sorry to be tardy, but here I am."
Yo, is that Father? From Kids Next Door?
What the hell? I was gonna say, that's a hell of a reference.
Hey, thanks for watching this video until the end. If you want to see more of my stuff, click on either the vids on screen or check out my YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check the description for more places to follow me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you.